What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka No C.A.P podcast. It's your boy Evan, your boy Will. We are back under the Tiki Hut in this post-Super Bowl extravaganza ass to beating that we just got to witness last night. I've never seen a Super Bowl so lopsided and, ever. I couldn't tell you the last time I remember. Maybe the Bronco-Carolina one. That was maybe the closest one to a
They've
blowout.
been pretty competitive lately.
Even Brady in 28-3, that was even competitive in the second half at least. The comeback of the century.
The one Super Bowl that I think of that maybe was a little lackluster, even though it was really good defense, was that Rams Patriots Super Bowl. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
2021.
Was it 21?
No, because the Bengals played the Rams. Yeah. But that was a good game.
Yeah.
Again, or was that the game? I don't know. Let me see. Patriots versus Rams. No, what were you saying, though?
No, I was just going to say is, they all say that, okay, the numbers, I guess, everyone was betting on the Eagles to win anyways.
Yeah.
The betting odds were, the Eagles' main, everyone hit, basically. But, the only thing that didn't really hit was everyone on the player props and stuff like that. The Kelsey touchdown, the
I could have told. I could have told
what I'm saying.
A
lot of that.
Has not
the
been
player
playing
props, those did not hit. So, in the betting world, everyone, majority who took the Eagles, which it is almost it is impossible. A 3-peat is unheard of. We will probably never see one in our lifetime at this point.
This was the closest.
If it was going to happen, it would have been.
You got to go back to back first.
Right, exactly, and that's a rarity in itself. And in our sport, and in football at least, for sure, basketball only because it's a lot easier to keep teams together. You're not dealing with 52; you're only dealing with 15. So that and having a flexible cap to kind of keep your players and keep everyone happy. Hard cap in the NFL makes a huge difference, especially with 52. So the likelihood is just, every single factor just cuts it in half, and then it's so slim at the very end, and it's already slimming up in basketball, slimming up in baseball. So it's the fact that the Chiefs did do it back to back, and then had a third chance is that in itself is history, but it's
tip your
not
history.
Okay, kudos, but you didn't really
close, but not enough.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing is it's will they be remembered for almost having a 3-peat, or will they always be remembered for a 2-peat?
It would be more memorable if they would have maybe kept it competitive.
Agreed.
That's sad. The Eagles' defense was all over. I lost count of how many sacks.
As a defensive guy, I was getting mad at Kansas City's offensive line for how. They weren't. It would have been I could have understood if for the offensive line if they were sending 5, 6 guys.
Right.
But it was literally just the front four, just beating on that offensive line. It was
all game.
Legitimately just pat 3 steps.
Front to end.
Gotta get out of there.
And he did a few times because that's what he does.
But again, that
only got so
magic.
much.
Yeah, the Mahomes magic was only so much last night, and it's really to the extent where it was wow, it was not gonna. That 3-peat was not happening last night. That you could just from the first 2 drives, you could tell the Mahomes that.
They're a comeback team. We've seen it all this year.
I definitely did not count them out.
All the games that they've won this year by slim margins. Goes all the way back to the first game against the Ravens when I forget the receiver's name, but he was out of bounds by Zay Flowers, wasn't it? He was out of one toe. He was out of bounds in the back of the end zone.
Back of the end zone. Yep.
You
changes the whole projection of the season if that's the case.
You can't
if you really think about it.
You can't have it your way forever.
That too. Again, the whole what everyone says, it's all rigged. It's all rigged. It's dude, if y'all knew, as an agent, just knowing you could not pay somebody, even as you could not pay Tom Brady to throw a game. You know what I'm saying? He is so competitive, and so is 99.9% of the league.
Right.
You could not pay somebody to throw a game. Sure, refs make bad calls, and you could say this, that, and the other. The one umpire that got caught with the calls for baseball,
Yeah.
With the sure, there might be like but like with regards to the amount of competitiveness towards a player and trying to say that it's like rigged, it's physically impossible. Like you could not see Patrick Mahomes throwing a game. Like, it's just one of those things where,
especially with three-peat on the line.
right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just physically impossible. So, again, and I think, like you just said, kind of having it your way, like, it was just more of like an odds thing. Like, the likelihood that was going to happen, especially against an Eagles team that just wanted, I mean, obviously, they both wanted it bad, but, like, Eagles were definitely coming on the higher horse.
They wanted it more
than the Chiefs, and
like you talked about last episode, where you said that the Chiefs were coming into it where it was like you have to beat us.
Right.
The Chiefs, they thought of that, but that's a double-edged sword.
Of course,
you might relax a little bit, knowing that like, oh, this is us. Like we got this Chiefs Kingdom.
Yes.
Like we've been here two other times this past.
Good luck beating us.
Yeah.
We've already been here. But this is our third time. Good luck.
Not to say that they played down to their like competition, because I don't think that's the Super Bowl.
Right,
the Eagles were hungry, but the hungrier
even to
team
say down to the competition, it's like because they came out firing. So if they played down, like then that's exactly what they got. Because look at the score.
Right.
I mean, they got belt to ass, and it is what it is at the end of the day. Because you can say, oh, we just didn't prepare, didn't do this and that and the other, but like you stopped Saquon, so you did plan A, I guess you could say, on the defensive scheme, but then how about a timeout, or how about we get Travis in there and block, and why don't we try to do? I mean, they were playing cover 4 the whole night. They let's run the ball. I mean, honestly, there's so much that could have been done to just even tweak the game. I mean, it was such a blow. I mean, okay, pick 6.
Well, like you said last week too, you were like, if Jalen Hurts goes out and scores
Balls
3
out.
touchdowns, then
What'd he do?
you'll be happy with it.
What'd he do?
Yeah,
he did exactly what I said. And
he
that's
did.
exactly and
you got to live with that. If you're the Chiefs, you got to live.
And that's what. And again, I think that's where with regards to the game plan was hold Saquon to under 100. Okay, did that. Make Jalen Hurts beat you, and he did. I mean,
I don't think it was like a play calling like on the Chiefs end. I don't think the defense was lacking.
No, I think Jalen just had that dog in him last night.
Yeah, I mean, he was throwing some
those deep balls.
balls.
I mean, those deep balls were beautiful.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen those deep balls since college.
Devontae Smith in the end zone, that was really nice.
I mean, the
especially
one AJ Brown, the first one where he got called for PI.
Right.
That was, I mean, and Brady and I can actually, I said the same thing he did. I was like, you got to let that one, that's like first series. Like, come on now. Like, let's let the boys play a little, huh? Like, it's freaking first series of the game.
And Dotson as well, that first catch, technically, first big catch when the A.J. Brown one got taken back.
Right.
Almost got him into the end zone. A lot of people made some really life-changing money last night, too.
I bet they did.
Dejan pick 6 was plus 5,000. Which somebody definitely put some money on that.
I would have. If I was doing
that, even if it was $1.
See, like that's the other thing is like you put $1 on that. What is that? 500 right there. That's crazy. So,
yeah.
I mean, Cooper DeJean definitely made some money for some people last night. I mean, again, with regards to the player props, the big ones didn't hit. The most popular ones, I guess I would say. But even with regards to just the amount of money that was spent in our economy last night, always just blows my mind with regard to the Super Bowl itself. Like, it's like, yeah, sure, soccer has the World Cup and like all that, but that's like once every 4 years. We're talking about this is every year, and it only gets bigger. Like it legitimately, I feel like every year the Super Bowl is just bigger. Even no matter what the teams are, no matter who's playing, somehow, some way, it just gets bigger. More fans, more activities, bigger cities, bigger venues, whatever it may be.
I wonder what New Orleans is going to do with all that damn money.
They go clean up Bourbon Street.
Clean the city up or something.
I mean, I love Bourbon Street, and I still think you could clean up a little bit. Yeah,
the greater New Orleans area needs some work for sure.
Definitely. I mean, I love New Orleans. I loved going there for like formals and stuff. That was probably some of my favorite trips between that and Nashville and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and then again, talking about business side, like the whole halftime show was such a disappointment. I mean, I feel like Kendrick dropped like 4 songs, and like I feel like
I like the part with SZA.
Yeah, no, I think that was my. I think that's my only.
They threw Serena in there.
Yeah, the Serena Crip walking. I get like she's
Which
from
was
Compton.
yeah,
so,
yeah. That was weird though, because I was seeing something on Instagram. I don't know if it's true or not, but I was seeing something about how one of her relatives got killed as a result of gang violence, and like the paradox or not paradox, but like that she's Crip walking,
right?
But
I mean,
one of her
you're
relatives
born.
got killed.
I know. I mean, there's like a whole
which is fine. She was just having fun. Like I'm not hating. Like I like seeing her there.
But she was just Crip walking because like that's where she's from. Like it's like the thing. Like so it's like, is it really gang affiliated? Yeah, it's really gang affiliated. Yeah, it's called a Crip walk, but like at the same time, it's more to the extent it's like you are doing it in a respect of and not respect, but like you're doing it because that's where you're from. And it's like
paying homage.
Yeah, I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess you could say it that way because again, at the same time, it's like she knows what she's doing. Like it's not like what I'm saying. Like it's not like some oh, she just started doing this. She did it because like she knows what it is. So she's a grown ass woman. Like if she did it. It's on her. However.
No,
I mean, she did it. She did it. She did it after a tournament win one time, and like I remember.
Did she? I didn't.
Yeah, like I remember. It was a while. I want to say it was a while ago now, but like she did after a tennis tournament win, and like the whole tennis world. I mean, most of them didn't even know what it was. Like they just. But then like like ESPN, like a bunch of people started like oh, she's doing that, and like it's the same thing. Like then her I think it was her sister that got killed from gang violence and stuff like that. But like even to the extent that like it was after a tennis. You know how tennis players are. Like the disrespect and like you got to be so proper. And I got yelled at my first tennis tournament I ever for screaming during a point. Like the ref came over and was like, "Hey, you can't talk during a point." And I just look at Malky. I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "I didn't know." That was hilarious.
Yeah, but Kendrick, he did. I mean, what? I thought it was like it got better for sure. Like from the beginning to end. I think I would have had Lil Wayne there.
I'm sorry,
Lil Wayne. I would have had Lil Wayne there.
I mean, I would have
because
it's Louisiana, New Orleans, no doubt.
New Orleans.
I mean, he didn't bring out anybody.
Yeah, even he could have brought out Lil Wayne. I feel like
he could have brought out multiple people.
Like they could have done Mona Lisa.
That would have been sick, actually.
They could have came out to Mona. Well, I mean, I would have stolen the show maybe a little bit, but
that would have been that would have been sick.
If they would have done Mona Lisa, that would have been. I think everybody would have been turned.
Again, for me, I think my whole issue with I wouldn't say issue. I think with regards to Kendrick, I mean, he's still living off of the diss track, and it's like, brother, like you're still living off this thing, man. Like
he's dropped like one album since then.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just a ploy to bring him back into the spotlight.
They're trying so hard, and I don't understand like why the emphasis. Like I believe Kendrick has a good following, a good fan basis, but it's not like. I mean, if you want to compare numbers, Drake smashes him on the scale with regards to that.
No,
so it's
Kendrick is talented.
Right, agreed.
But it's like, to your point, it's like, why does he need to milk this one cow?
Dude, the one track, man. Like, move on. Like, you're 40-something.
Like Drake and Meek Mill were beefing, but like
they dropped that.
Meek Mill didn't go on tour, basically.
Dude, literally on tour.
Play the diss track to Drake over and over again. So.
Like, for me, it's one of those things.
It's catchy.
Like, no, agreed, and that's fine, but like to me, like if we're like trying to say like what is, I guess you could say, best for business, it's like, okay, let that shit die now. Like, okay, Super Bowl's over.
Maybe now.
I would hope so. I mean, I would hope whoever his whether it's Universal, whoever his agency is like, okay, we're good on this. Like, let's promote the album now. Like, let's try to make some money on.
Be you.
Yeah, like let's try. Like Apple Music, I hope is probably telling him, hey, you got other songs. Like I'm just saying, like
other great songs.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like you got. It's not like you don't have good music. Like I'm a Drake fan. I still like a lot of Kendrick songs. Like it's not like I don't give a shit about your beef. Like it doesn't make a difference to me. Like if you got good songs, I'm gonna listen to it.
Right.
Like unless you've actually physically done something like some other people that are in jail. Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna stop listening to your music because you two are going at it. Like,
right.
Like, there's other reasons to stop listening to people's music.
Nah, 100%.
So,
100%.
the halftime show, I mean, again, I would say C. Like, I don't, I didn't get anything truly out of it. I liked seeing Kendrick perform. I liked a few of the songs. Again, for sure that was sick. I love her. She's got some. I mean, I feel like she's got some better hits right now than he does. Right, for me. But again, we'll see what happens. Where's Super Bowl next year? Miami, right? No.
No, I just looked. I think it's Los Angeles.
Oh, LA, right,
Yeah.
right. And then it's Miami, I think, right? No, Super Bowl
No, I thought it was
2026.
supposed to be on there.
2026 is
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
Is
That's in
2026.
San Fran. Yeah, that's right. San Francisco's. Yep. So, but again,
Yeah, I thought Miami was supposed to be on
Miami is
there.
the NCAA championship. That's what it is.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah, so Los Angeles Rams Stadium 2027, which is SoFi, and
Right.
then Atlanta
2028. Gotcha.
And then the rest, I think, are up in the air
It
right
goes
now.
every 3 years. It's like 3 years ahead. So
Yeah.
26, 27, 28 now. Yep. So, all right. Well, that'll be interesting with, back-to-back Cali Super Bowls.
You think the Eagles go back-to-back?
No, I take that back. They have the most likely chance to go back-to-back in the NFC because depending on what happens with Aaron Rodgers, if he does end up going to Minnesota or whatever,
Minnesota's good over there, though. They have McCarthy and they have Sam Darnold, who...
Sam's probably going to go to the Raiders.
Oh, you think?
I think.
All right.
Well, I think Brady wants somebody with a little bit more wins under his belt.
Okay.
So I think who's over there? Daniel Jones and
McCarthy and Darnold.
No, Daniel Jones is with the Raiders.
Nah.
Wait, who's Daniel Jones?
Vikings.
Okay. So
yeah, the Vikings.
So I think my mindset is Darnold now goes to the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers isn't going back to the Jets, so now Jets or Vikings are going to pick him up, and then they'll get Devontae Adams, and then it'll be Devontae, Jordan Addison, and Jay Jettas. That'd be the most disgusting wide receiver core in the league.
Yeah,
like that'd be wild. So
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers can play like Aaron Rodgers,
well, I mean, the offensive line at the Vikings is 10 times better than the Jets. So I would hope he'd be able to survive back there. But that's still, he's on a media blackout right now, which we all know from Enigma means he's being a little hipster out in the rainforest right now.
Some cave.
Yeah, literally some cave. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, next year, I think definitely Eagles have the best chance, like with regards to repeat. They're gonna be the ones to lead the NFC. I think they've got a good thing going. Now, I think the biggest question, if the Eagles are to repeat, is what do they do with their offensive coordinator if he does take the Kellen Moore? If he takes his job.
Oh, he is the Saints head coach. He's taking the job.
Is he?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Did they already confirm it?
I think so.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, at this point, I know the Eagles head coach. I mean, he wanted him real bad, obviously, to stay. To hire Kellen Moore, youngest head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not surprising. I mean, again, to this point, you just won a Super Bowl. To be the highest paid offensive coordinator or to run your own team.
Right, Sirianni might be fired next season. Still,
yeah. I mean, that's the price to pay coming with the Eagles fan bases like that. So, it is what it is. You could always, you're on the last year of your contract. So, if there's two things to anything, it's one, if I'm Kellen Moore, if the contract negotiations don't go well for Sirianni, then it puts me into a bad position for next year. And the saying always goes, there's only 32 head coaching jobs. So you got to take it when you can. I mean, that's as about as simple as
you might miss out.
But yeah, there might not be another chance. So
Absolutely.
You take it as you can and you deal with it because again, 32 job opportunities in the most competitive league in the world it's hard to pass up. So kudos to Kellen Moore then, and hopefully that turns out to be great for the city and obviously, hopefully for him as well. But now we can get into NBA and finish up with that. I mean, trade deadline was Thursday last week, and definitely some of the biggest moves we've had in a long, long time.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
the
big.
league finally, the teams and GMs finally bit the bullet on a lot of guys, and some that in about 10 years they might regret. But obviously the Luka and AD trade to start. I mean, for me,
crazy trade.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that people are saying behind closed doors about ownership, front office, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not here to speculate anything with
there's a lot
regards
of
to that,
conspiracy
but there's
around
just
that trade.
so much going on behind there that it's what?
Someone said that they're trying to move Dallas to
Vegas,
Vegas,
which is not improbable.
That's not going to happen.
It's at this point, it's not improbable now that we've seen that happen. And then the other thing is trying to sell the team for casino rights. It's there's just so many things that as a ownership that if these things are coming up immediately after a trade like this, somebody's saying something. You know what I'm saying? This
all
isn't just
after Mark Cuban gave up his ownership,
right? And this isn't just coming out of thin air. This is multiple reports of people saying stuff like this. So it's people are saying this for not just because they just randomly think this.
Not for clicks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's coming out of somewhere. So whether it's front office execs, assistants, whatever it may be, talking to certain people, I don't know, but again, those types of conversations don't just randomly pop up.
And that much professional,
depth,
right?
That much depth. There's
you got to keep it professional. It's not just gossip when it comes to the NBA.
And it's a lot of detailed oriented stuff. It's not just oh, they're thinking about moving the team. It's no, they're thinking about moving the team to Vegas. It's you know what I'm saying? It's specific. So,
I mean, when it comes to the actual trade itself, if you look at it, I have said from the beginning, I think both teams got worse. Maybe not necessarily on paper. I mean, for the Lakers' sake, with losing Mark Williams, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a big hole that they need filled. But the Lakers either killed their chances for the next however long Luka's prime is. If he resigns, that's still a big what if.
Right.
He might not sign. He might not re-sign with them. The Lakers tried to set themselves up with a new star, knowing that LeBron.
When's Luka's contract up? 27.
27,
27, right? So, okay. So you still get 2 years.
Right, but LeBron, because now it's tricky, it's because, LeBron's going to retire not at the end of next season, most likely. I guess that's what everyone's saying.
2 years.
2 years.
27,
26, 27.
Well, he'll retire after 27 because that's going to be Bryce's rookie season.
Yeah, right.
So,
okay, so
next year he's got 1 year.
The Lakers aren't going to win with both of them on the same team.
Well, I mean,
the championship. I don't think so.
What, LeBron and Luka?
Yeah, no.
I mean,
I don't think they win a championship with the way that team's built right now.
Well, right now. So here's the thing: is Lakers still? I mean, my mindset towards the Lakers, obvious, holes in their team are fixable because there is a decent draft class coming out of bigs.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fill. There are some veteran free agents coming out next year that you could go and sign and make it worth your while. So it really just becomes on, again, owner or GM, who's already been making moves. It's going to be on him to, kind of fill those voids. And if you're going to stick with JJ, get with him, make sure it fits his offensive scheme, make sure you've got your role players ready to go. I mean, you've got your superstars. Who's going to be that final piece now?
Right.
I mean,
Pelinka's on the hot seat for sure.
Oh yeah,
especially
no doubt,
if it doesn't work.
Oh, we'll say so for Pelinka, I mean, like you just said, he's on the hot seat, but it's do you look at it hot seat right now, or do you look at hot seat in 2 years? Because at this point, you have to be supportive of him for the next 2 years for sure. You can't say he's on the
2 years.
You can't say he's on the hot seat because then you say then you're kind of saying what the Mavs are saying. Like Luka's not that good, right? I mean you're trying to say we just traded for this superstar, but you're on the hot seat because you traded away a superstar. So it's like, yes, you're correct.
I think the situation's worse for Nico Harrison and everything they got going on over there.
I think at this point for Nico, I don't know what his deal is. I couldn't tell you how you accept that trade. I couldn't tell you how you could think that trade. I don't know.
Anthony Davis is hurt already. You saw that, right?
Mm-mm.
He's out for multiple weeks with a groin injury already. Non-contact.
Oh, good.
Just was trying to make a move defending in the paint and just went down. Like I don't understand where the rationale is. You trade away Luka, he's supposed to be maybe the face of the league. And another thing about Luka that's an important point is that he's been playing basketball, maybe not in the NBA, but he's been playing basketball at a very, very high level since he was like 16 years old.
He's already been a decade professional player.
That's what I'm saying. So how much more prime does he really he's gonna
there's two things to that.
There's gonna be a couple of years taken off.
Well, and that's the other thing is like with regards to what prime Europeans are and what prime Americans are, like the mindset is that the ceiling on a European is only higher because they play pro earlier. Whereas like that might be true, but at the same time you have the more explosion because they are going against younger kids and guys. Mm-hmm. They're not going against grown 30-plus-year-old guys. So, what is better? To go against kids your own age that you dominate or go against grown men that you have to play for 3-4 years and get beat up like a 30, 40-year-old, that's what I'm saying. So it's like where is it better? Which one actually makes sense? I mean, I don't know too many Europeans that are that young that come over and just dominate like Luka. Look, Luka's one in a few. Whereas like
Wembanyama, I guess.
But even Victor is still a freak of nature, and Giannis as well, freak of nature. So you're talking about whereas like kids who play college ball here go over there and dominate for years. You know what I'm saying? Like
Patrick Beverly.
Look at Sean Larkin. He's been out of the league for years. And he kills it over in Turkey. Makes millions of dollars.
Even Dwight Howard in China.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, with the comparison...
Taiwan. I think it's Taiwan.
Taiwan. But either way, my comparison towards Europeans coming to America, playing in the NBA, and then, making it successful careers is all fine and dandy at a young age. But, like, when the older guys from here go over there and still dominate, that's what I'm... what's really the bigger difference? Because, again, a Victor, Giannis, and Luka are the very... you got Tony Parker, who lasted forever and played pro overseas and everything like that. So, I don't know. They're just, again, we talk about the face of the league all the time and where it's going to sit. At this point, I have no idea what the league is trying to do now.
If things work out with the Lakers, then maybe because, big market LA, Luka might become that.
My thing is still, how many Cooper Flag jerseys are going to sell, or Cooper Flag jerseys are going to sell whoever drafts him.
Right.
So whoever gets that pick is like, between the 77 and whatever number he wears next year, they're going to be two of the hottest selling jerseys in the league. So you better pick one,
right?
Pick a face that you're going to stick with. Because at this point, Giannis ain't doing it. You ain't going Victor. We've already concluded that Victor's not going to be the face. Like, I feel like
not right now.
Not right now. Nobody on Jimmy and Steph are done. Like,
Jimmy and Steph. That's a good one. The Warriors gave up a lot to get Jimmy Butler. I don't know.
What else were you going to do?
He's worth all that.
What else were you going to do? Really, like, what at the Warriors right now, what else are you going to do? Steph doesn't want to rebuild.
KD didn't want to go.
KD didn't want to deal with it. Like,
that's the only thing I
blame
would say.
KD probably just didn't want to listen to Kerr anymore, honestly.
Maybe not.
Like,
or it was probably Draymond.
Well,
it was probably that.
Hey, probably a little bit of both. Honestly, probably more Draymond than anything.
People forget about that.
What?
The whole Draymond thing.
Dude. I feel like everything circles back to Draymond saying, having issues with some former player or something like that. So
that's
but again,
why that didn't work out.
Yeah.
KD could have and probably should have went to the Heat. They should have tried to figure something out.
I don't know why.
I feel like Phoenix probably wanted too much.
Yeah, for sure. No, Phoenix definitely wanted too much to deal.
Which makes sense. I mean,
but
it's
again,
Kevin
yeah.
Durant.
I mean,
36-year-old Kevin Durant, but yeah.
I mean, but even still, were we still talking that he's still in his prime? Like, what are we talking? Like, we keep saying the
I'd
league's
say
getting
so.
older.
The way that he came back from his two
Achilles crazy.
injuries.
I mean, again, and that's what I'm saying. Like, where in this league are we saying who's prime, who's not prime, who's coming to the tail end, who's all that stuff? Like, what is it? Like, we're saying Luka's 25 and he's coming up, he's coming in our prime, but we're saying KD's still in his prime. Like, that's a decade difference, Who are we?
It's just that Luka started younger,
of course,
at a higher level,
of course,
because he was playing
like I said,
in the highest level in Europe.
Again, KD, playing against, at Texas, where he's playing against kids that are 18 to 20 something. Right. It's not like it's not that big of a deal to KD because he's just shooting. He's already 7 foot.
Right.
These kids ain't seen nothing. Just shooting over everyone. Exactly. So, again, kind of comes back to the same conversation we just had. But, with regards to the other stuff, Lakers losing Williams, failed his physical. So, goodbye. Right? That trade's done.
Yeah, that would have made the Lakers a little bit more formidable. I think.
I think it would have made them cohesive. It would have made them. It would have made their starting five more doable. It would have made more sense. Like now, I don't know what they're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Put Rui at the 4? Like who's? Yes. I don't even know who's at your 5 because you couldn't even go get Walker Kessler.
I'm saying Jackson Hayes
at the 5. Oh God, poor Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like you're super athletic, and I just know you don't want to go down and guard like Joker and stuff in the paint. Like you'll get bodied. So that'll be interesting.
De'Aaron Fox?
De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, I actually really like. Like I actually really like that trade. I mean, the Kings got Zach LaVine, but like they don't really do anything for them. Yeah. Like honestly, I'd rather take a younger Fox than definitely a more aggressive defender. Zach's a good defender. I mean, not to say he's not a good defender, but
definitely. But it just doesn't serve the same purpose for the Kings like De'Aaron Fox did.
But I like De'Aaron, CP3, and Wembanyama all tag team together. I think that's a great.
I think the Spurs have a decent supporting cast.
I think they're so young. I mean, Steven Castle. I mean, I love half the guys that are on the Spurs. I try to sign like majority of them.
Right.
Like literally. All the guys yet like 3 years and younger on the Spurs, I try to sign all of them. Like I laugh at it because like I went after.
What happened?
Most of them just went with the large. Yeah, most of them just went with the large agencies. But like at the same time, it's to the extent where it's like, damn, I actually know like I actually know a lot of talent before like because like how Pops is. Pops loves his system player, so I'm like maybe I'm just Pops and I don't know it. like
probably.
But again, just like. Looking at the other trades, I mean, the only one, for Miami at least, I love the defensive mindset that we have now between Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, my guy, and what else did we get?
Got one more. Well, you traded away PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker, but PJ was gone now. He was never going to play anyway.
Right.
I think the funniest video was the fan that came out and he was telling Hero, Kevin Love, and who else? Somebody else on the bench.
Oh yeah,
that he was telling them
about the trade.
Hey, we just traded for, and he started naming off the trade. I thought that was hilarious. I mean,
they liked it too.
That is like a top 5 like NBA moment so far this season. Like that is hilarious. Like they were so like. What do we trade? Oh, right now? Like
right now.
Just like that's right what we're doing. Like you just literally. I mean, I think.
Yeah, the defense is going to be good. I think that they need maybe a better point guard.
I mean, you gotta stick with Hero at the point now. Yeah, that's who you have to go with. I mean, that's what it is.
Right, and Davion Mitchell plays point as well.
Davion is who you put in to lock down your best defender. His nickname is Off Night for a reason.
Right.
Like, he is one of the best defenders in the league. I mean, he's young still, but like his name is Off Night for a reason because when he guards you, you're gonna have an off night. Like it is like, and I saw it at Baylor, saw it at Auburn. Like I've seen him since day one. Again, try to sign him. He ends up going with Octagon or CAA, whatever, larger agency. But, that was my guy even before they, won the national championship. And, even, to the extent where it's like with Davion, like that's a huge pickup because he's so young too. Like, depending on how his offensive bag gets, he could end up being a great backup point guard to Hero, a solidified point guard for the I mean, it could be the sixth man like a Crawford, like a Jamal Crawford, or
absolutely,
anybody like that. Like if you get Lou Will's a great example. Yeah, I mean, guys like that. It's kind of one of those things where it's like you come off the bench and you do what's you're good at, and then you also put in 18 to 12, 18 to 20 a game. Like it's like very hard to lose a game when your starting point guard's putting up 20 and your backup point guard's putting up another 15 behind them, know? So
another interesting development is Atlanta. I think Trae Young is going to get out of there.
But where do you go?
After the moves. Oh, where do you go? You go to, I'd say Toronto. They need a point guard.
Toronto.
They need a point guard.
They have money, though?
Yeah, why not?
No, I'm saying the cap. I'm saying I'm trying to just figure out because they paid Scotty.
They just got somebody else too. Who's relatively decent.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, you put Trae Young over there. That could
Your
be.
Your boy's good.
Yeah.
He's got that. I got that.
Yeah, that could be nice over there. I don't think Trae Young stays because he's been.
I don't think Trae stays in Atlanta either.
Yeah,
I don't think
Atlanta traded.
They just haven't done anything enough.
Bogdanovich to the Clippers and then Hunter to the Cavs. So
they made the Cavs better. Cavs are honestly, the Cavs are pretty decent right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like the Cavs they're solid in the East right now. Yeah, they're solid in the East. So
absolutely,
I gotta give it to the Cavs. They've been working like silently. Like they're like silent assassins right now. Like they are really, I mean, putting it on. Like the East needs to be very careful. Like I mean, I know the Celtics are still, favored to kind of win it.
But if Cleveland looks nice.
If Cleveland keeps it going, like this could be,
that was a good move.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting because I think Hunter, if you really look at it, he's probably the best matchup when you put a Jaylen Brown or a Jason Tatum. You could play Hunter at the 3, you could play Hunter at the 2, you could play him at the 4. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like he's a multiple defender, and you're not too worried about size, strength, or speed. So yeah, I mean, again, kudos to the Cavs. Silent assassins as of right now. They're not making too much noise, just enough to stay relevant, and just enough to keep things interesting. So, but yeah, I mean, the Bucks. You could say Kuzma. That's a good little pickup right there. Nothing crazy.
And they got rid of Chris Middleton though. So,
but I mean, Chris was on the bench.
That's true. The idea is that Kuzma will play more serviceable minutes.
Right, exactly, and
Chris Middleton was
right, and that's exactly where the mindset.
That's the gamble.
Yeah, exactly. You weren't paying Middleton anyway. You might as well trade and try to get something for him.
Way more mild of a gamble than whatever Dallas and LA had going on.
So again, we'll see. We'll bring this conversation up in 2027. We'll circle back to this conversation and see where we're sitting.
Anything coming up for LSE?
I mean, right now it's
pro days,
draft.
NFL's over, but it's not over for us.
Yeah, honestly, it's just getting started for us. I mean, scouting, all that. I mean, still trying to sign clients.
March Madness.
March Madness is literally right around the corner. I mean, SEC play is almost over with. I mean, we're getting ready for tournament play in like 3 weeks.
Right.
It's crazy. I mean, the season. I feel like, Denver and I were literally just talking about, getting ready for the season, like how tough of a SEC schedule this is about to be, and we're already midway through.
Weathered the storm so far, though.
I mean, that UF game was a tough one. I mean,
they were making everything.
I didn't.
They were making everything.
They were on fire.
And
I have not seen Florida shoot like that.
That's why Auburn stayed #1.
But see,
the committee knows.
I mean, I literally did not understand. I haven't seen Florida shoot like that all year. I haven't seen Florida shoot like that even when they had their terrible games.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not gonna lie. Like to go. Kudos to Florida for coming in and being able to shoot like that.
There. Golden.
No. I mean, the team itself, like the SEC, has turned into a basketball division. Like, who saw that coming? Like, straight
better than the Big 12.
Holy
right now,
hell! Like
to be honest,
Big 12 is
yeah.
I mean, I'm watching these SEC games. I mean, Kentucky, Arizona, Arkansas. You got Alabama, Auburn. I mean, these games are so intense every
Yeah, they
week.
are.
Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I knew the SEC was going to be good, but like even to watch Vandy, like
Yeah.
put it on some of these SEC teams, like Jalen Carey, he's just having a breakout season. Like, oh my God,
and then he'll transfer.
Yeah, well, I mean, where you got? I mean, unless you're going
a different SEC school.
No, you go to where his brother went. You go to Duke.
True.
Vernon Carey.
Yeah. Okay.
That's his brother.
Okay.
You go to Duke. Cooper's flag gone.
Poor Vernon Carey.
Go play with the Boozers.
I haven't heard in a while.
Go play with the Boozer brothers. Hey, he played with them down here.
Nice. Will be nice.
You go. You probably got. Hey, Jalen. No, I'm not saying nothing, but you call me. Just saying. You got my number. So, but yeah, no. Again, it kind of one of those things where it's like, with regards to college basketball, the next 3 months. I mean, a lot of this teams, it's going to be busy. I mean, I really hope, with regards to how football season has ended, now it's literally for now until draft time, finding out what teams are looking for our clients' positions and making sure who, if we've got defensive clients, all right, who's looking to better their defense, who's looking to or not make moves in free agency, who's looking to draft accordingly. So that's our job now, and kind of what we get quote unquote paid to do. But yeah, the LSC with regards to travel, Virginia for Liberty's pro day,
right?
But also now I'm screwed because West Florida and FAU have their pro day on the same day.
Ooh.
So I already booked my flight to Pensacola, so I'm going there, and I'm just not going to be able to make it back for Marlins, which I do wish I could be there because it's so much easier for those of you that don't know with pro days and stuff, being able to talk to scouts and shake hands, kiss babies, all that stuff. Like, oh, combine, duh, boom. Combine, going to the combine because I got to go meet all the GMs and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's always the big shebang of the year because that's where everybody's involved, and that's where the NFLPA agent conference is this year. So they kind of force us all to go there, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm just glad it's in Indy because it makes it relevant to be there while also being at the combine. Like, it all makes sense. So hopefully they give us freaking agent passes to go because last time when I went with the other intern Matt, we had to I think we had to pay. Did we have to pay?
I think you mentioned that or something like that. I don't
remember. Anyways, Matt and I went. It was awesome. Like, it was great. It was the first time ever that they allowed fans, just like regular fans, at the combine.
Oh, okay.
Like that wasn't a thing till then.
Right.
So, it's cool. You had the little earpiece to hear the radio and all that stuff. So a lot of cool things coming up. Just working, grinding, all the same old. But we'll finish it up. Call it a day for this episode and this post Super Bowl extravaganza that was a
post-trade deadline.
Yep, a whole bunch. So we'll see how everything turns out the rest of the year. Like I said, football season for us is technically just getting started. So we'll keep you guys posted throughout the episodes, and we'll get you guys caught up on how things go into March Madness, pro days. Try to get Jerome on here. Yeah, try to get Jerome down here before he goes up to back up to Lynchburg, Virginia for his pro day. And so appreciate you guys listening. Your boy Will, your boy Evan. Another episode of No Client Agent Clip. Whoa.
No client agent privilege.
My stutter kicked in. No client agent privilege episode is in the books.
Peace.